and welcome to another edition of your favourite podcast, The Technical Area. Joining me tonight is
Lee,
Kieran,
and not Rob. I'm Jason, and handing you over to Lee for the results of the weekend.
I think we've got to start talking really with Watford and Spurs. Watford winning 2-1, keeping the 100% record. They went 1-0 down and still managed to find a way back. Just got 2 goals in the last 20 minutes to win the game 2-1.
I think already this season they're overachieving, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
I feel like they're already, if they're going to set a points target after the first 5-6 games, they've probably already smashed what they were expecting, if you get where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah, I don't think Watford fans or anyone at Watford expected them to be maximum points after 4 games.
Exactly that. I think that if they even thought they were top half at this point, let alone joint top of the league, it's outrageous when you think about it. Kieran?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I do think people should stop going on about the Leicester thing though. I don't think it's ever going to happen again in our lifetime. I just think,
it's just a coincidence really, isn't it?
It is. But I think their good spell will probably come to an end.
You look at their next games after the international break. Obviously, they play at home to Man United, then they're away to Watford.
Away to Fulham,
Away to Fulham, sorry. Sorry. Away to Fulham, and then they go away to Arsenal. Their next 3 games. Once again, we said that they'd slip up against Tottenham though, and
that's the thing. You got to think as well. Coming back off of that international break, I don't know off the top of my head, but I don't think Watford would have a lot of players missing.
No.
If you know what I mean, that's an extra week and a half training they've got together. When you think that Man United side currently is torn apart for international absentees, you sort of think about it, like, they've got extra time to prepare for that.
In a way, I do think though that maybe the international break came at not a bad time, but when you're on this run of form, you want to keep the momentum going. You want to keep going as much as you can. So for a week's break there, for everyone to settle down, is maybe something you don't want at this.
The thing is, I think that could be a dream game for them. The first game back on this run of form, a weak Man United side. A Man United side that when Watford are playing like the way they are, do you know what I mean? That, you say that ain't a bad team to have at the minute.
Okay, we're going on to another team that's keeping the 100% record going. Liverpool beating Leicester 2-1. I mean, it just goes to show that Liverpool title contenders. They're going to be title contenders all of this season. They're not going to.
Yeah, they don't seem to be fading away yet, do they?
No, I mean, I know we're only 4 games in, but 4 games in, they've looked good in every game.
Yeah, they're doing it convincingly as well.
Yeah, they do look pretty. They look very scary on the counter attack, and
that's what Mo Salah gets you at the end of the day. And Mo Salah and players of these quality that they've got at the moment, that on the counter attacking, they always look like they're going to score.
That's the thing, innit? At the minute with Liverpool, I think their biggest test is going to come when the Champions League weeks come around. Because for me, I think, admittedly, they've bought some very good players, but the amount of players they've let go, is their squad depth there? Can they play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday? Can they do that and switch players around and still keep winning?
I mean, they made a good go of it last year. Of course, reaching the Champions League final, finishing 3rd in the end, wasn't it, in the Premier League last year?
Yeah.
Man United just picked him to 2nd. It would be interesting to see with Man United not doing well. Tottenham are doing okay. If they can now make the big push for 2nd or making that big title challenge on Man City this year.
That's the thing though, you sort of sit there at the same time and go, City are looking shaky.
Yeah, who was it they drew against the other night?
No, they drew against Wolves last week.
Yeah. They do look a bit sloppy. So,
it makes you wonder if the Guardiola effect is still there. If you get where I'm coming from.
I mean, I think they've still got a very strong team.
But that's probably the best Premier League squad.
You say they were shaky, but it's Man City.
Yeah.
The thing is, they played Newcastle.
Yeah.
They beat them 2-1. And Kyle Walker scored a worldie.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
I'm not being funny. If he didn't score that,
Yeah.
There's another draw to another lower league side in effect.
I think if there's one thing you can never do at the moment is count out this Man City side. But sometimes scraping wins like that is what makes you what makes you title winners.
Yeah.
Games where you shouldn't get 3 points, you do. There you go. But you've got to win games, and to keep the trend going, the only other team that are still on the 100%, Chelsea winning 2-0 over Bournemouth.
Yeah, this is a shock. I didn't think it would be this sort of. If I'm honest with you, as a Chelsea fan, I didn't sit here and go, oh yeah, after 4 games we're going to have maximum points and be looking good. If I'm honest with you, I thought the Arsenal game would have shook up. I did not think we'd have beaten Arsenal in the slightest, to be honest. And I think with Bournemouth, we struggle against them continuously. Every time we play them, we struggle. And Hazard just shows how important he is to us at the minute. How lucky we are he didn't go.
Is he? I'm not too much up to this. You'd know more than me. Is Hazard still? How long has he got left on his contract at the moment?
I think he's got all of next season.
He's got all of next season, so he isn't out of contract in the summer.
No, he's got another year left yet.
But still, you got to look at in January and this summer coming. He's going to be 1 year left on a contract. Contract, and he's not one who's been quiet about that he doesn't see himself maybe at Chelsea for the whole of his career.
The thing is, I think this plays into our hand perfectly, because if Hazard still wants this Madrid move, he's going to need to play out of his skin this season.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Which means it can only be good for us, because if he plays out of his skin this season, regardless of if he's got a year left or 5 years left, if he plays well and gets Player of the Year, for example, that's going to give us an extra 10 million.
Would you?
More than that.
Would you cash in?
Yeah. He's not going to sign a new deal. He's made it adamant that he's not going to sign a new deal. For me, I'd cash in on him in the summer. Because after that, you start becoming the Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, Aaron Ramsey this season. You know what I mean? You start getting that, and how much that disrupted Arsenal was unreal. Like, you just get the whole sort of dressing room going, and then losing a player of that quality in January, like they did. Do you know what I mean? You can't replace that.
It's a good shout to be fair, yeah.
Yeah,
I got rid of Courtois, who was evidently wanted out, and
exactly that.
It didn't seem great for the dressing room either. So,
and to be honest, Giraffe Snake's gone, and we're doing better without him. To be honest,
I mean, keeper is looking like a solid purchase at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing all right. To be fair, like he's impressed me a lot more than I thought he would have. I'm one of these guys. I won't lie and say, oh yeah, I know loads about him. I'd never heard of him. I'd never even heard of him, to be honest. And we go and spend 70 million on him, and he's living up to it at the minute. Like, he's not looking shaky, really.
Just shows that sometimes that you got to spend this money to be able to, because it is now the most expensive goalkeeper. So you've got to make money. I mean, to go on a bit of the reverse of this, teams that have spent a lot of money but don't seem to be getting any results from it. West Ham losing to Wolves. Now 4 games, 0 points.
I tell you what, right? Me and Rob went to this game at the weekend. We were there, and if I'm honest with you, West Ham look like a team that are already in the Championship. I'm not going to lie, for the quality of players they've got, not one of them players I sat there and went, yeah, again, he can go home and be happy with himself there. Felipe Anderson from Lazio, 40 million, or however much it was they spent on him. If I'm the West Ham board, I'd be sitting there looking for the receipt. That geezer, it should honestly be arrested. Like, he should be arrested of the theft of the wages he's taken. Because if I was a West Ham fan, I'd be appalled by him.
it is getting to the old Crystal Palace last season territory. Yeah, as you said with Frank de Boer.
It is how long do you wait before you attempt to right the ship?
Yeah.
How long do you know, you can only let it go for so long before you try and make a change, and the change that is always made is the manager.
The thing with the manager is I think he's only one of the top paid managers in the world now.
Yeah.
So I think paying him off is going to be a lot of money.
No, that come out
that's
today,
the only
didn't it?
problem that I've got really. Yeah.
They'd have to spend 15 million to pay him off.
Yes, yeah, but they put no early release clause in there or anything to.
But then that's the thing, really, when you think about it. If they get rid of him now, it's 15 million. If they don't and end up going down, that's a lot more than 15 million.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, you got to look at the fact that now, with the loss at the weekend, they've now got more losses than anybody else in Premier League history. 352. You got to think this is a team that have spent a couple of years in the Championship as well, and still have this record. I think they beat Everton's record. I think Everton have that record because even though they've not been maybe like in the top 4, they've been a consistent. They're one of the only teams never to be relegated from the Premier League. Premier League, but they've been there the whole time. West Ham have, and yet even with a couple of seasons out of it, have still come and still lose games,
Making the same mistakes again.
Yeah, exactly, again and again. It's history repeating itself.
The thing is, like, you sit there and you go, if this West Ham side goes down, they are going to be torn apart. If you think about it, all of these, the Yarmolenko, the Wilshere, even players down to like Declan Rice, who at the minute is like in between an international like bidding war between England and Ireland or whatever it is. Players like that, who ain't going to get a big 4 side, probably won't even get a mid-table Premiership side. They're going to walk out of that club. And you sort of sit there and you go, when they've got players like that that are going to leave, what's a Yarmolenko going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
He ain't going to play Championship.
The only player in that team that looks even half decent, who actually could get a good move, is the striker. Arnautovic, exactly. Arnautovic is the only player there that I look at and go, he can go into a Premier League team. Like, he can get into a good strength Premier League side. I mean, but you got to look at things like if they do get relegated, you got to look at that more or less brand new stadium. Look, I've never been there, but it's a good stadium. And West Ham fans might not like it that much because of the attachment to the bowling ground, but it's a Man United stadium. They don't sell that out in the Championship. I know their fans are ravenous and they've got a very loyal fan base. But are they going to fill that out?
They have to lose a lot of money to sell that out.
Exactly.
£10 tickets.
Exactly, that's the thing.
And then at what point does it become to that of, are we still making money on this? Are we still...
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Like, it's a crisis in a minute.
It is. I think it's always the same West Ham, though, isn't it? Really, they sort of spend a lot on players that don't really.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's £100 million they spent in the summer.
Yeah.
And it's a team that I know people say, when you buy a lot of players, they've got to gel, they've got to have time to gel together. But we're 4 games in now.
Yeah.
They had pre-season, and we're now 4 games into the regular season. There needs to be results, and there needs to be results now.
I thought Pellegrini would do alright, because John Wright and Malaga, they're fairly similar in size, but he doesn't seem to, their defence seems to be everywhere, and don't seem to be doing anything.
One of only 3 managers in the Premier League to have won the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's the thing as well, isn't it? You sort of sit there and you go, this is Manuel Pellegrini we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't Frank de Boer again.
Yeah.
Like, would West Ham get rid of that? Like, it was a massive, massive result that they got him anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think people, when they signed him, they sort of like turned around and went, they could do something this year. But our time tells.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seem to.
Right, so another manager that could be kind of struggling still, maybe not after the weekend, Jose. Talking about him a lot lately, so we'll carry down. United obviously won. And what do we think? Is the pressure sort of mounted off a little bit?
It eases it a little bit, obviously, to win, but it's still the fact of he's still having digs at the ball. There's still, you read it every day in the papers and on the internet and social media and stuff, how reliable and the information is. You never know, but how it still seems like there are 2 sides to everything with him and the board. They seem to be completely at each other's throats all the time, and if it keeps going on and on and on, there's only of course one winner there.
Yeah, it's never the manager.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your thoughts?
I do think the board still have a lot to blame take the blame for, because like the money they're spending on players. You look at Fred, who's like what, nearly 60 mil.
Yeah.
Can't string a pass together.
Exactly.
I mean, Paul Pogba's completely different player. Yeah, I just think they do need to take the blame as well. But obviously, yeah, as you say, Mourinho's going to get the full front of it and probably get the sack at some point.
You look at even like signings from last season. I don't know, okay, yeah, he got an assist at the weekend, and it was good crossing for Lukaku's goal, but Sanchez still underperforming at Man United. You've got to say, from where he was at Arsenal, he's still underperforming.
Yeah.
How long do they give him?
Exactly. That's the.
When you've got players like Rashford who are sitting there and getting sent off for headbutting someone, and then blaming it on the emotions of not being selected week in, week out. You've got players like that, and you've got Sanchez who can, like, you know what I mean?
I think it becomes a point with Sanchez of, yeah, there might be players that are more deserving of a starting spot, but when you're paying a player 500 grand a week, you can't not play him. Because if not, you are literally throwing money down the drain.
But I can't imagine anyone else that would go for him.
No, not with that wages.
Oh, yeah, with that wages, I can't. Yeah.
He's not justified.
That's the problem.
No, exactly, it's not justified.
Yeah.
Going back to the Rashford point, did either of you see the headbutt?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a red card? First point.
Yeah, you can't put your head in, like, you can't.
Yeah.
You make any sort of forward movement with your head, you're asking to be sent off.
Yeah.
That's not a. That's you being that's just a player being an idiot in my eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, emotions do run high. Everyone knows that. But if you make any forward movement with your head, you taking your head touches another player or anything like that, that's a red card.
Kid, for you, do you think the way he come out on social media afterwards and said about, you know, it's the emotions of not being selected week in, week out, do you reckon that's true, or is that just an excuse?
I could think it's probably a bit of both, really. I can understand his frustration, because Mourinho doesn't like kids anyway, so Rashford doesn't play that much. Martial doesn't go looking, so I can imagine he's probably quite frustrated at the club.
So, Lee,
Yeah.
do you think that's another sort of example of how they're tearing apart the dressing room in a minute? Like the between Mourinho and the players?
Yeah, I mean, it's all. I think it all sort of all feeds into one another. Like, you had Martial sign the new contract, and if you read reports, it's because he believes he's going to be here longer than Mourinho is. He's going to be at Man United longer than Mourinho is. You can't have that mentality in a dressing room to go, I'm going to sign this contract because
I'm going to be here
longer than the manager. I'm just going to outlast the manager. You can't run a football team like that. You can't build a good teamwork, a good atmosphere. You can't that team chemistry. So you can't build that on the fact of it's all right. I'm going to be here longer than he is. You can't.
The thing is though, about the whole situation, for me, I think that it's passed over the media very quickly, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it was in the paper on Sunday, was it? Or Monday, I can't remember. When did they play? It was Sunday, wasn't it?
Sunday,
Yeah. So on Monday, it was all in the papers. That was it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If that was a foreign player, if you get what I'm going for, if that was, I don't know, do you know what I mean? If that was a French player or a Spanish player, would that be different? Would there be calls by all the pundits now going, oh yeah, no, he can't play in this league, he's a disgrace, we need to bring through more English players?
I definitely think there is a bias towards English players. I think that's, I don't know if that's just because obviously that they want to make it out like all the England players are good guys, and because they play for England that they're just a little bit better than everybody else. But
speaking of better than everybody else, Man City. Oh, that was smooth. They got bought out 10 years ago this week.
Yeah.
What do we think of that? It's gone fast.
Yeah, it's gone quick. Yeah.
When you think that they, look at the players they had before they were bought.
Yeah.
Bought to the players they have now.
Stephen Ireland had hair.
Remember
when they got beat by Middlesbrough 8-1?
8-1, exactly. And it just shows what money does.
Yeah.
Money talks in football. Money talks in everything, but especially in football. I mean, you look at the players they've bought in the meantime. You know, they bought at the start, especially at the start when they bought, you know, Tevez, Robinho.
Silva.
They did have some
Silva.
couple drastic ones. Like
Oh yeah,
Benjani from Portsmouth.
Joe, innit?
Yeah.
at the start.
Robinho, massively
Robinho,
flopped. Yeah, they did go for
At the
this too.
start when they just basically took any good player Arsenal had.
I still remember.
Adebayor will have you.
Yeah.
Torre will have you. Clichy, Sanya.
I still remember that Robinho transfer. When it was like odds on he was going to Chelsea, Chelsea even started printing Robinho shirts
Yeah.
for him to then sign for City. I think that was the big sort of, oh no, they ain't messing around.
Yeah.
Who was the player that they signed? I can't remember off the top of my head. It might have been Robinho again, but I don't think it is. That they signed, that he signed thinking he was signing for Man United because he just heard Manchester.
I think that was Robinho.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah.
Just heard Manchester and thought he was signing for Manchester United.
Yeah, didn't realise it was actually...
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah.
Didn't realise there was two teams in Manchester.
Yeah, I think that was Robinho actually. I think you're right there.
It's
Sounds
just,
about right.
you know, I think since they've been bought out, what, these 3 Premier League titles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think these 3 Premier League titles. I'm gonna say
2 League Cups.
2 League Cups. Yeah, FA Cup.
I don't think they've won the FA Cup, have they?
They? I think there might be an FA Cup in there, but
they've definitely become a hell of a lot more successful.
yes,
Yeah,
And that ain't
that,
the point
yeah.
to argue. Like,
no, exactly.
You sit there and you sort of wonder in a way if it's ever going to end.
Yeah.
Don't you? Like, these owners tend to come in and then, like Abramovich
Yeah.
has,
Mm.
sort of calm it down after a few years.
Yeah.
But
I think
City just don't seem to be stopping, do they?
the problem being with that is you've got to think that Man City are basically owned by like the
By Saudi Arabia.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're not owned by like one person. They're owned by a whole basically country,
Yeah.
and it's just
Same PSG really. Really.
endless money. Yeah,
just-
it's just endless money.
Yeah, just flog money at it and yeah. Keep it
Yeah.
down.
So, on that sort of note there, players that are just, or say players, people that are just sort of throwing money at clubs. David Beckham. It's been announced today that his MLS team, I'll pass you over to the league for this. What are they
Give me a
called,
second.
Lee?
Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to get up the exact wording of it because it's
It is crazy. But anyway, while
Go
Lee
on,
looks
yeah.
for this, flip on to the other point we're making. Ronaldo, Brazilian one, the better one, so to speak. He's gone and bought, who was it?
Real Valladolid, isn't it?
Yeah, Valladolid.
Valladolid, yeah. So you say it, I think.
Valladolid.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah. So Beckham's new team in Miami, Club Internacional de Football Miami, CF.
CF. That's when you know they're business. CF.
Apparently, commonly going to be referred to as Inter Miami CF. I just want to say before we go on to the bigger talking point, I don't think I've ever heard a more six-a-side sounding professional football team in my life. So
FIFA Ultimate Team.
yeah, exactly. That
Me and him were
is.
saying in the car, FIFA Ultimate Team by a 14-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You can just imagine the kids in Miami are going to be knowing that.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
could have been a far better names than what they went for.
Yeah. Did you, might as mention your point, who do you reckon they'll sign?
Yeah. Yeah, me and Kieran were talking about this in the cut. All these teams in America seem to have these marquee signings and marquee players.
Yeah, they're called. They get a certain different salary because they've got a salary cap in the MLS,
Yeah.
and they get I think it's 2 or 3
I think
what they
it's
call designated players, which
Yeah.
means players that they can pay whatever they like to.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no one big. You would have thought,
Mm.
you know, maybe a Wayne Rooney and stuff, but Wayne Rooney's already out there.
Yeah.
Same as Ibrahimovic. He's already out there.
He's already been out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be. I don't know. I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head that I can sit there and go.
Yeah,
It's sort of coming towards the end.
yeah,
Go out for the final payday, so to speak.
This is exactly what me and Kieran were saying in the car. We couldn't think about it.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys have got any ideas, feel free to tweet us in or Facebook us or any other social media because we're on it all, which Lee will no doubt remind you at the end. But yeah. So next topic: Celtic 1, Rangers 0. Steven Gerrard. lost his first game as Rangers manager.
Yeah, it's got to happen sometime. As a manager, you've got to experience a loss at some point. I mean, I don't know if any of you's actually watched any of the game. I watched a little bit. I saw the goal, and the goal was just a brilliant piece of counter-attacking play from Celtic. Hit him on the break, hit him quick, and it was a very good finish. Gerrard had a valid point when he was saying on the lead up. Apparently, the fourth official was saying to the ref, "That looks like a foul," in the build up, but the ref never blew for it and let the play go on. But obviously, you got to listen to, it goes to the ref on the pitch. The ref on the pitch decides it's not a foul. Mm-hmm. Play continues and they scored. That's not, it's Steven Gerrard now. I think did the Scottish Premier League kick off the same week as the Premier League, or have they been going a little bit longer?
I think it was a couple of weeks earlier.
Yeah, I think it was, if I can remember.
Exactly. It's his first loss, going.
Yeah.
That long without loss, is good. It shows again that maybe Rangers are, I don't know, I won't say if Rangers are back, but
closing the
gap again.
What are you thinking?
I personally don't think, like the Old Firm derby, I think back in the day used to be like a big old game. I think it's a bit, it's a bit dead now, really. I think it's long far off, really.
You got to look at now, like almost for a long time, anyway. A bigger game had become Celtic Hearts. I mean, Hearts are looking good again this year in the Scottish Premier League, but
I think Scottish football's dead, and I don't know how to say it, but I think it is.
The thing with Scottish football is it always seems like it's ever between Celtic and another team.
Yeah.
It's never, there's never any sort of shock.
That's if it's even between Celtic.
Exactly. A lot of time it's just Celtic.
It's that thing that Paddy Power done, wasn't it? Yeah. They paid out Celtic to win the league because they won their first game. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a joke of a league.
It is. It's one of the worst leagues in the world. No offence to Scottish people, if anyone's listening. It is, yes.
It's got to not publish this in Scotland.
Celtic have done the entire Scottish Premier League unbeaten, beaten and more. It was, like I say, Celtic are just too good for the Scottish Premier League now.
And the standard of it is just, I think,
it's nowhere near good enough.
No, it's like League 2 standard.
Yeah, it does sort of become sometimes that Celtic are. Okay, they might be mid-range Premier League, but I reckon Celtic could do okay in the Premier League. But it almost becomes a Premier League team playing in League 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree,
100%.
Yeah.
110%. So should we move on?
Yeah.
Right, the news from the week. Not so big talking point first. Lukaku and Drogba. This is St. Kieran. I know he wanted to mention this, because I don't know the exact stats, so I'm just palming it off on Kieran.
Right, it says Romelu Lukaku has now scored 104 Premier League goals, the same number as Didier Drogba in 32 fewer games. What's everyone's thoughts?
You got to look at. I was when I saw the stat, I was a bit surprised and intrigued that there was a time when Lukaku was at Everton, when he was scoring goals for fun. Everton might not be getting the result. We might not have been getting the result, but there was a very good chance every game Lukaku was going to end up on the score sheet. It was. If you Drogba was.
I can find with both. Well, Lukaku does it against smaller teams. He's done a brace against Burnley in the weekend. Nothing against Burnley, but I mean, Didier Drogba scored in the Champions League final?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. A lot more games. And Drogba was a brilliant player.
Yeah. He showed up on bigger games.
Yes, he showed up on bigger games, exactly. Yeah. There was a lot of times where against lesser teams he might not perform as much. Not so much because he's not a good player, but just because I feel like sometimes he didn't think he needed to, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
The thing is with Drogba, I sit here and it amazes me that he only scored that, not little, because it's a lot of goals. But I remember growing up watching Chelsea and Drogba would score every week. Do you know what I mean? He'd either picking up one or two every week without a doubt. You knew if there was going to be a goal, it was going to be Drogba or Lampard. It was one or the other. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you sort of sit there and that stat amazes me because at the age Lukaku is, in a way, we're sitting here going, oh yeah, if anyone's going to break the all-time record, it's going to be Harry Kane. But you're sitting there, this guy is what, 23? 24?
I think he might be 24.
Yeah, 24 sounds right.
Yeah, I think.
Do you know what I mean? He's 24 years old and he's already got 104 goals.
Yeah.
How many's Kane got nowadays?
Kane is on, I've just got it up here, 110.
Do you know what I mean? He's 6 behind Harry Kane. This could literally be one or the other to break the all-time record at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Shearer at 260, so still a long way to go. Go for it. I mean, then you look at, Wayne Rooney at 208.
But they've both got a good 10 years left in.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see Lukaku becoming like a legend though. Can you? Like Shearer and Drogba, they're legends for their clubs. I just can't see him.
Do you think that's because Lukaku's played at too many clubs though? In a way.
Yeah, could be.
Obviously in the Premiership anyway, it was at Chelsea first, loan to West Brom, loan to Everton, then Man United.
I think that's the thing. A lot of these people that you go, oh, they are legends, is because they more or less played for one Premier League club for the majority of their career. Maybe not, maybe went to another one at the later stages or was at one at the early stages, but spent the majority of their time.
Yeah.
It's like, you had Robin Van Persie, 144 goals in total in the Premier League. But once again, I think his player won't be seen as a legend by Arsenal fans or Man United fans.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas you got like Sergio Aguero,
who's going to be seen as a legend by Man City.
like most people.
But yeah.
Yeah, so moving on. Spurs' new stadium, once again, more setbacks.
Yeah. They're now going to play Monday night. They now had to change the game that was originally scheduled for a Sunday to the Monday and play it at Wembley. For that Man City game, October 29th now. And they also said that all Champions League home games, group games anyway, home group games will be played at Wembley as well. And you look at it, I looked it up the other day, Tottenham's last home group game is the 29th of November. So that's got to mean that they know they're not going to get the stadium ready before that.
The thing is though, they've not requested to move the Chelsea game.
No.
Which is like the 28th of October or something like that. Could be wrong on the date. I know it's the end of October though. Like, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? If they're doing all of their Champions League game at home.
Didn't they already swap that?
No. Because that's what they're trying to piece in as the opening game.
Wow, okay.
But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Why move all of their Champions League games? Yet not that. Is that so they don't muck around Champions League as well? If you know what I mean? You've got to look at if they've got to start moving games to Monday nights and stuff like that so they have Wembley. You've got to look at the fact that rules of football where you can't play within 2 days. For group games that have got Champions League group games that have got to be played on the Wednesday. Yeah, there was something about that with the Man City game, wasn't there? Yeah. Well, that Man City didn't want it moved. Because they're playing the following Sunday and then Wednesday. But then if they couldn't do the Tuesday or whatever, if their Champions League game was the Tuesday, then it was going to be they'd have to play the league game the Saturday, meaning that they wouldn't have the break or whatever, and something like that. Just getting up the Tottenham fixtures here so I can sort of see how many more home games they've got. Or say the end of the year, say the end of November, when that is the last group game, last Champions League group game. They're meant to play Tottenham at Watford. That's already been confirmed for Wembley. So all their group games, Tottenham, Barcelona, Tottenham, Cardiff's already been confirmed for Wembley. Tottenham City, Tottenham Chelsea on the 24th of November. Well, it's 24th of November. I thought 24th of November, but as we've said, their final group game is going to be on the 28th of November, which is already confirmed at Wembley. There you go. Are they just expecting more delays then? They've got to be. They've got to be. That Tottenham Chelsea game will not take place at the new ground.
I don't know why they don't just. So just long enough to next season.
That's the thing. It's got to get to a point, isn't it, where the Premier League go, look, you can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
I think a part of me, this is going to sound biased for me as an Arsenal fan, but I already sit there and go, has the Premier League been a bit lenient towards Tottenham by saying that they've already gone back on their rule of you can only have one home ground for your season? They've already gone back on that rule. Are they going to do it again? Are they going to bend the rules even more to go? You can have a third stadium or something if you can't have Wembley. Are they going to? they're already giving them more and more Wembley.
They are allowing it to go on a lot longer than I think anyone
Yes.
expected.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
originally, it was
exactly.
only meant to be 3 games, so
Yeah.
no one really argued.
Exactly.
Now you're looking at half the season.
I think Tottenham are holding out hope that the ground's going to be ready for January. I don't see him being in it before January, at the earliest.
Because you still got to think, he's still nowhere near done.
Mm.
And they've got to have their test fixtures and stuff.
Okay. I know people who have drove past there recently, and there are still cranes everywhere.
Mm.
Exactly that. It's not done. It's nowhere near done, and I don't think for the foreseeable future it will be.
No.
You sit there and go, look, they've postponed all their games till October,
Yeah.
end of November at the earliest.
Mm.
So realistically speaking, beginning of December.
Is the absolute earliest.
That's at what point we're then halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see where they'd want to move.
Move back again
Yeah,
for 10 games.
Yeah, exactly. I think you should just long it off to the next season.
Yeah, exactly that.
Make sure it's dead perfect and we're all ready, and
There we go.
yeah. You sorted.
So, staying on the topic of the league, it's coming, was it today or yesterday? About the Premier League trialling VAR.
That's coming today.
So that-
yeah. Sky Sports News saying that they're going to trial it at 15 games after the international break. It needs to be trialled. It does.
Mm.
It definitely needs to come in. But my thing is, if they're only trialling it at 15 games, why have they not? Why not trial it at, say, we go this weekend, the fixtures,
Do all of them.
that'll be used at every game that weekend. Because what happens if, say on whatever week, the VAR is going to be trialled in, say, 3 games that weekend. If there's 2 penalty shouts, one in a game with VAR and one in a game without VAR,
Exactly that.
that goes, maybe the one without VAR should have definitely been a penalty and wasn't given. And the same thing happens in the VAR game, but is given after a VAR review. Surely that has got to be like the amount of complaints and stuff that's going to come out about that. Not be funny, I say this up, but imagine if, say, for instance, Man United on a game where VAR is being used on another game doesn't get a penalty on a. Jose Mourinho's going to
He's going to rinse it. Isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He'll have a field day.
have a field day to go, oh, that team got their penalty through VAR, but
Why
because
didn't we?
why didn't we? Because it wasn't being used in our game.
But I think we all know for a fact, Man United, because they're Man United, are going to get VAR in their game.
Oh, yeah.
About
It's
that.
Man United.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They get everything, don't they, really?
Exactly.
Right, so nearly time to wrap this up, I suppose. Feature about us, lads. This week we're doing something slightly off topic, would you say?
Still football related.
Still football related. As you've probably noticed, Rob has been very silent during this podcast. That is due to him currently being out injured. So our feature for this week is our favourite Rob. Kier, I'll let you go first. Who is your favourite Rob?
My favourite Rob's got to be Robert Lewandowski for Bayern Munich.
Robert Lewandowski. That's a good chat. actually.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant striker.
You know.
Yeah. No matter
Right.
what
Scores
to
and
say.
goals for fun.
For me, my one is Iron Robin.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
good one, actually.
That's a good one.
Played for Chelsea, so I can justify it as well. Bleak.
Well, mine's going to be Roberto Baggio. Baggio. I could say it's because he scored 78 goals for Juventus, but it's really for the game. It's really for the game you used to find on your computer.
We all played that.
We all did.
Roberto Baggio magical kicks.
What a game it was.
Quality.
Learning curve was steep, but once you got it,
Once you got it, you never
Yeah,
lost it. Did
exactly.
you? You never lost it.
Can you still play it? I guess you
yeah, you can still
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah, please,
You
you
can
might have to
definitely
give that a
still
go,
find it.
actually.
Right, so I tell you what, I'm going to hand you over to Lee to do the announcements again, as per usual. Go on, Lee.
Just your reminder that you need that please follow us on Twitter at Technical Area PC. Follow us on Instagram on the Technical Area Podcast. Like us on Facebook, the Technical Area. Just put in your address bar there. Facebook.com/the Technical Area. You'll find us if you're on normal web. If you're on your mobiles, just search Technical Area. You'll find us. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. We're on Android and all good podcast services. Subscribe to us on Spotify if Spotify's the way you like to listen to things. Just follow us on everything. Subscribe to us on everything.
Yeah, if you ever listen to this as well and have any sort of disagreements or talking points about what we're saying, feel free to give us a comment. We always want to know what you think and we want to improve. So
yeah,
we're all going to be off now to play Roberto Baggio's Kicks because of what a game that was. So thank you from me.
Thank you from me.
Thank you from me.
Thank you from me. Yeah, that's Rob, by the way, if no one got that. So yeah, thank you and good night, ladies and gentlemen.